Hello and welcome back to Ross Taylor Woodworks. This time we have an oak side by side. It's all in pieces. And it's going to need a complete restoration. Here we have the back mirror. And one thing I've noted so far is the door is missing. We'll have to make a new door. Other than that, all the pieces are here. And we just have to do a little repair here and there. Okay, the first step is going to be do a complete disassembly. So we're going to start with the glass. We're going to take the door off and take the glass out. And the back panels are no good. We'll have to replace these. Then we'll take all the nails out later. And we'll take the glass out here. This is a replacement panel that was put in at some point. It's not the original back. Okay, there's our glass. And we'll put this in a safe place. Okay, I was taking the moldings out and all the moldings split. I have to make new moldings. And this is not the original glass. This was replaced at some point. But we'll reuse it. And once again, we'll put this in a safe place. The left side here has a big split right down the middle. And before we do any stripping, I want to glue this back together. So I've got it held over the edge of the bench with a couple clamps. And we're going to get some glue down in the crack. I've got a couple splints on it to help hold it flat and a few clamps along here. And we've got that nicely glued back together. It's nice and even. Okay, we're getting all the nails out. We'll just back them out carefully. Try not to blow out the other side here. Okay, we're going to start stripping the old finish off. It's in very poor condition. And all the flat surfaces, I'm just going to use the random orbit sander and just quickly take the finish right off. Much faster than using a chemical strip. And we save on chemicals. And we see we get that stripped really quickly. On all the carvings, we can't use the sander, so I'll do a chemical strip on these parts. Okay, I've got all the pieces with the carvings stripped. Now I'm going to start sanding them, starting with 100 grit sandpaper in the orbital sander. Okay, what I found works great on carvings is some 3/0 steel wool, and just use that to sand the carvings. Okay, here I'm starting the assembly, and I've sanded all the parts to 120 grit. Okay, once I'm done with all the assembly and repairs, I'll finish sand the entire piece to 150 grit. Okay, first thing is just to pin the parts together with the brad nailer. Then we put trim screws chasing right down the old nail holes. Once I had the left side assembled, I took diagonal measurements to make sure it was square and installed a diagonal brace, as you can see in the background. Okay, the sides were a little bit warped, so I used some bar clamps to pull everything together in certain places, and then pinned everything together again, and then used trim screws chasing right down the old nail holes. Okay, here I'm installing the new back panels, just 1/4 inch oak plywood. And first we just pin the corners. And then what I like to do is to hand nail the back panels on. And I use some 3-penny box nails. Okay, here I'm putting the foot back on, and I'm poking the nail right through the old nail hole and getting the foot back in its original position. Okay, here I'm putting the mirror frame back on and I'm pre-drilling and screwing it into place.